Chapter 60. Mom! I raced up the stairs two at a time. My parents were in the middle of cleaning room 22. My mother was holding Windex in one hand and Lysol in the other. Mom, Dad, guess what? I won a writing contest at school, I exclaimed. Are you serious? My mom asked. When did it happen? Today, I said, handing her my coupon to Pizza Hut. My dad beamed. He put the vacuum cleaner down, took me into his arms, and spun me around. What I tell you, you win some and you lose some, he exclaimed. I grinned. Lupe's coming over, I said to my mom. Will you take us to Pizza Hut? Will I ever? My mom said, tossing her Lysol and Windex to the side. I laughed. Ever since I could remember, my mom had been asking my dad to take her out to eat. But of course, we could never afford it. And now we could finally go. We didn't even need to carry a fake shopping bag. The pizza at Pizza Hut was bubbling hot. My mouth watered before I even tasted it, just from the smell wafting towards us from the kitchen. Lupe dug into hers, smiling as she devoured the cheese. This is so good, Lupe said. I put a slice onto my mom's plate. She took a bite and purred. It was almost enough just watching the two of them. I was so happy. I looked around the room, thinking of all the times I walked by this place, peering through the windows, wondering what it was like to sit in one of the booths. Mia, you gotta taste this, my mom pointed to my slice. I took a bite and felt the soft dough melt in my mouth. I'd had pizza before at school, but not like this. I closed my eyes, savoring every morsel of cheese and pepperoni. It was heavenly. My mother looked at me and said, I'm so proud of you. Not bad for a bicycle, right? I asked with a grin. I couldn't resist. My mom put the pizza down and turned to me. You're not a bicycle, she said. The truth is, I'm the bicycle. Mom, you're not. Yes, I am. You see how my English is? My English is terrible. I thought about the stupid woman who made fun of my mom's pronunciation. So you say eggplant, eggplant. Who cares? My mom shook her head. It's not only that, it's everything. She looked down at the ground, then back at me. Math, I could help you with, but Mia, I cannot help you with English. I finally understood why my mother had been saying all these things. She didn't want to hurt me, she wanted to help me, and she couldn't with English. That's why she was constantly pushing me to do math. I wanted to say to her, Mom, have faith in me. I can do it on my own. I figured the front desk out on my own, didn't I? Don't worry, Mom, I said to her. You don't have to always help me. I can do it. My mom didn't say anything for a long time. Then she smiled. Clearly, you can, she said. That afternoon, as we inhaled slice after slice of deliciousness, my mom asked Lupe about her family in Mexico. We left when I was very little, and I don't get to see them very often, Lupe said. Why don't you guys go back and visit? I mean, since it's so close, I said. I would go back every day if China were right there, Lupe shrugged. My mom says every time we go, we have to buy so many presents for everyone. I have 11 cousins, and that's just on my mom's side, Lupe said. On my dad's side, I have, well, let's see. Lupe counted on her fingers. 7, she announced. You must miss them so much. My mom said, glancing at me. Sometimes, she said, but they all think America's the super rich place where everyone just plays golf and all day and drives around in the Cadillac. My mother laughed. It's the same with my siblings, my mom said. I think they get that from the movies, Lupe sighed. I wish there was a movie that told them what it's really like, Lupe said. My mom shook her head. No way, my mom said. That would be so embarrassing. Lupe reached for another slice. This is really nice, by the way, Lupe said, looking at me. Thanks for inviting me. I smiled back at her. There was nobody in the world I'd rather share this with. Well, except, hey, should we save some for Dad? I asked. I bet he never tasted anything like this before. Real pizza, not the frozen kind from the grocery store. Against our stomachs, loud protest, I put my slice down, and so did my mother. She raised her hand for a to go box. Back at the motel, we found my dad in the kitchen making himself some rice with cabbage. Forget the cabbage, my mom said with a smile as he handed him the pizza box. Look what your daughter brought you. My dad huffed and puffed about how we didn't have to do that. but I could tell he was secretly glad we did. As he bit into the pizza, he closed his eyes and